My answer to the question is like I think it depends because I know for me, I go through times where like I need it daily. Like I, I need it daily. But then once you give it to me daily,
You can't handle it
by
daily.
like day 4, I'm like, by like day 4, I'm like, I'm
By
good.
day 3, you losing steam. You like, I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good. My back hurt.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Life After I Do. I'm your host, Nisha G, and I'm here with my husband today.
Oh, lethal.
That's when I take my water break.
I thought you liked when I sing to you.
I do. Sometimes I don't know how long the song is going to be.
Forever, my lady. It's like I thought you was gonna say, "Ooh yeah,
I'm holding you closer.
what?" I don't like this voice change.
I feel like I'm channeling like my inner Cher. Oh, my bad.
Oh Lord.
Forgot to turn the phone off. But I feel like I'm like challenging like my inner Cher.
Yeah. My lady.
Don't I kind of sound like Cher?
Not at all.
Okay. That's fine.
Hey,
what
Booskies.
What about Tony Braxton?
Possibly. Okay. How's your week, Booskies? How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Are you high like the price of this food out here?
I don't even want to talk about the price of food. I just think it's ridiculous that the same egg whites that I have been buying
For 27 years?
used to be $6.48 for a box,
carton
which
box.
came with 6 cartons in it. And I did grocery shopping today, and it is now $10.98.
Inflation.
I just find it a little ridiculous, just a little bit. I just don't understand.
I saw a clip today. It was Ronald Reagan,
Hmm?
and he said,
Wait, what?
"I
You saw a clip of Ronald Reagan?
Yeah, I was going through my TikTok,
Oh,
and
okay.
it said, he said it's not that the people of America are living too well that's causing inflation. He says it's because the government's living too well.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, but my tax is too high.
Oh,
I agree.
I don't know what it is. I just know that things that
Need to
used to be really cheap are no longer, not even really cheap. Things that were just kind of like, all right, that's not a bad price, are now like, I know you full
I
line.
remember when you used to get a double cheeseburger for $1.
Oh, the McDonald's double cheeseburger?
And on Sundays they were
Yeah.
a quarter.
I remember that whole debacle. You used to be able to remember they did the whole the large sweet tea for $1. They did that for a while because they did that period to get people hooked. And then when they went back to the regular price, people were like, it was so good that
Now we need it.
So yeah, but how was your week?
My week was relaxing.
Yeah?
Yeah, I chose to
Yeah, I know.
I chose to stay in the bubble this week, cuddle up next to my Booskies, and get her off her game.
Yeah, totally. Here's the thing. Like, okay, when you're home, I do love when you're home. I do love us spending time and everything.
It didn't feel like it.
Because you have to understand that when you guys are not in the house, that's my time to get my things done. That's my time to like straighten up. We had your mom last week. So I haven't had a chance to reset the house. And like your mom totally knew what I was talking about because she was like, you feel like you can't really clean your house because there's too many people in it on. And I was like, absolutely. Like she understood where I was coming from. I was just like, I haven't had a chance to reset the house. Laundry needed to be done. Grocery shopping needed to be done.
But I helped you. I did my laundry. I helped you out.
I appreciate you doing your laundry, but I'm just saying, like, you were in the house for the whole week, so I really couldn't do all the things that I needed to do. But I do appreciate that we took the time out and we worked on her room together.
Right.
That was fun.
And we
watching you struggle just a little bit with that desk.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure out what
you did figure it out, but
this new closeness bond you have with my mother.
Goodbye.
You know what my mother told me?
What?
And I know
that she loves me more than you?
Yes.
Yes, I know.
And she listens to this.
And I told her a win is a win.
And I'm gonna tell her. I hope she listens and let her know that she ain't shit.
Goodbye. Don't hate. You're such a hater.
because
You're such a hater.
the more
She loves you too, obviously. You're her child.
the more I live around you, the more I realize that these people think I ain't shit. My daughter think I ain't shit. My family think I ain't
That's
shit.
literally not true.
Because the people they call me, we're Phoenix, we're Nisha. What about me? Nigga, they got phones. Oh, Phoenix ain't got no phone.
They say hi to you.
In passing.
As
Anyway,
as
my
like
week
a
was
as like a courtesy.
yes. My week was a week of bubble time.
Mm-hmm.
I got to watch we watched the new series together,
Mm-hmm.
which look here.
You got one more season
Well,
to
that's
show
it.
me something
That's
with
it.
no answers.
I was talking to my sister today and I said, look here.
Well, you have to tell the people what show it is.
We're talking about the show
from on Amazon Prime.
I told my sister today, I said, if nothing don't happen by episode 6 of season 3, I'm out.
Oh damn! That's a lot. Episode 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them 6 more episodes.
Okay, that's literally half the season. If you get 6 episodes into anything, you may as well finish it. It doesn't even matter what's going on at that point. You just finish it off the strength.
I'm gonna give it in.
You know what show I wish they put another season of, and I was like obsessed with it because it started
Bang
off
Theory?
good. No, it started off good, then it went like it plateaued, but then it ended so good. In Her Eyes.
Never heard of that.
I know, but if you watch it, it was so good, but there's not another season, and I'm just like left in a cliffhanger. But yeah, From
we
were left on a good cliffhanger though.
We might
at
start
the end of season 2.
We might start a different podcast just so we can talk about the shows we watch.
Well, you mean the shows I watch because you don't watch shows with me.
I'm
that
gonna watch
often.
them with you so we can talk about it. But anyway, my week was good because I got to spend time with my baby. You know, even though I tried to rest a lot, you wouldn't let me do most of it because you was like, "You home? You gonna be active in this house?"
Well, because you were here, and it's like you wanted to cuddle every 5 seconds,
right?
And I'm like, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I will compromise. I will cuddle with you for a half a day. We will get some skanoodles in, and then you have to be productive.
I told you
with me.
I don't want to be productive. I wanted to be under you. We can be productive next week. This week we recharge.
We really couldn't, because I knew when I hadn't done the grocery shopping, and when my kid got up in the morning and she was like, "Mom, do you have time to cook today?" And I was like, "Not today, babe." And she was like, "Oh, well, can I get a plain bagel from Starbucks?"
Yeah.
I was like, "You absolutely
Did you buy her
can."
bagels today?
Huh? I did not buy her bagels today because she really don't need to eat a bagel every morning.
Because she thinks she do.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, but
she'll go back to her cooked breakfasts next week.
my week was really good. Really good.
I'm happy you enjoyed your week.
Now I'm just trying to mentally prepare myself for what I have to do, work and my other ventures.
Yeah. I had a good week. It honestly was a good week. It's going to continue to be a good week.
There's only one thing bad about the week.
What?
You know what?
I don't. Oh my gosh. Cut it out. I think that's a great segue into what we're going to be talking about today. That's a great segue into what we're going to be talking about today. So I have a video.
Ultimate blocker.
I have a video for you.
Okay.
And it's a question as well. Okay. So you ready?
All right.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
How much sex is enough sex? Like, honestly, like, we don't talk about these things. We don't, there's so much of our day-to-day life that we're constantly feeling like we're not doing well based on nothing. Like, I don't think I'm doing that well. Compared to what? I'm not good looking enough. Compared to what? A photoshopped image of a person on steroids? Yeah, you're right. You don't look like a photoshopped person on steroids. You're not supposed to. Like, women are going into doctors' offices saying, make me look like this, and showing the doctor something that's been photoshopped. That person doesn't look like that. Like, how would you know you're not having enough sex? How much sex are people having?
Mm.
I always find that to be curious.
Do you?
Yeah, I do, actually.
The question or the whole clip?
The question, really.
My answer to the question is, like, I think it depends, because I know for me, I go through times where, like, I need it daily. Like, I need it daily. But then once you give it to me daily, by
you
like
can't handle it daily.
by like day 4, I'm like, by like day 4, I'm like,
by day 3, you lose losing steam. You like,
steam.
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good. My back hurt.
I'm good. My back hurts.
My back hurt.
So really, it's your mind. Like in your mind, you think you want it every single day, and then when you try,
well, sometimes, well, here's the thing. I do want it every day, right?
okay.
I don't want to have to participate every time.
Okay. See, no, absolutely not.
I want the end result without the work.
Without the work, that's
sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Just not gonna happen though.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
Sometimes I just need to.
Sometimes you just need to just starfish it.
Yeah.
And just be like, listen here.
Yeah.
Just make me feel nice.
Hit you with the ugh. You know what I mean?
No, but I wanted to ask your opinion about it, because even when like talking to friends of mine and things like that, everybody is on like a different.
It's different.
It's a different level. It's a different pattern, and I think it's safe to say that we can all agree that physical intimacy in a relationship
Is important.
Is important, and especially in a marriage. Something I had heard when I was looking at another video, he was like, men don't get married to not have sex.
Facts.
Right? So, but I just wanted to gauge like your opinion about it, because I think when you have people, and I'm saying this from conversations that I've had recently, is you have people who go like a week or 2 weeks or sometimes a month, but then you kind of get back on track.
Or like that reaction, they went 2 years.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's rough. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then kind of get back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
Like
I can say this. I know that for me, what I've noticed is that when I'm not at one or at peace with myself, I'm not thinking about that.
Okay.
So like when I'm going through a time where like I'm stressing and I'm struggling about things, I'm not. That's the furthest thing from my mind, right? But then like I'll have like glimpses of it in those modes where you'll like walk by me or I'll look at you, I'm like, oh, okay now.
I could distract myself now.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like I'm not like I go through. I think you can attest to this. Like I go through my spells where I'm not like actively pursuing you because I'm just so consumed with whatever's stressing me or whatever's worrying me.
Yeah.
That I'm not really thinking about that in the moment, or I'm only thinking about that when I can't get that. Because for me, I don't know if it's just. I think this goes off for all men.
For most.
For most.
Can't
men.
speak for all.
For most men. I'll be at work.
Oh.
I'll be like, if she pulled up right now, it's going down.
See, and like for me, I'm like the opposite. For me, if I'm at work or if I'm engaged in something, I'm not thinking about that. Like I'm not thinking about that at all. And I think it's really funny and really interesting how men and women kind of view sex on a daily basis. Because you and I have had conversations before, and I've asked you questions like, is sex something that you think about all the time? Like, is there some form of like physical intimacy or sexual act that's constantly playing in your mind?
It's not all the time. My answer to you is always the same. It's not all the time, but like I could be doing something and I get a glimpse or I see something that I can correlate to that, and then it pops in my head, but it doesn't always linger.
Okay.
Sometimes now when it lingers, that's when I'm on you. Like, hey, we got to get this out. We got to get this monkey off.
I need you.
We gotta
Meet me in my bedroom.
Right. I got to get this monkey off my back.
Goodbye.
So I can go back to living my life.
Okay.
Because I do go through times where that's all I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, I'm not going to be happy.
Right.
Until I get this out.
Okay. So what would you say for yourself? Okay. We'll do this independently for me and then for you. For yourself, do you feel like in your relationship that you get enough?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because I also know, and this is how I know we've been together forever. My worst weeks are always the weeks when you're unavailable.
Oh, okay.
That'd be the weeks I'd be like, I would tear her ass up this week.
And it's just probably because you know you don't have access to me. Yeah.
And then when you come off, I feel like when you come off, then you be on me and I'll be like, that was
feeling you.
That was last week, pimp.
I'm really not feeling you though.
Like I had to thug it out. I had to thug it out with
You're
my.
gonna have to thug it out.
I had to thug it out with my hands last week. You better go charge that rose.
Wow, Demille. I have no comment for that. I have no comment for that. I have no comment for, no comment for that. But yeah, so you're just ridiculous. He likes to say a lot of things for shock value. Just FYI, in case you haven't noticed that about him yet, he does like to say a lot of
Look here,
things for shock value.
the one thing about me is I'm not gonna be backed up.
But like he said, he was saying, how do you know that you're having enough or not having enough? Like, what are you measuring it to? Like for you, how do you measure if we are being intimate enough?
I think I think part of it has to do with our interactions, because I feel like when it's been a while since we've like been intimate, I feel like we kind of both are a little on edge.
Yeah.
Until right.
Like we kind of get in sync with like, hey, haven't seen you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like, it's hard. I think it's hard to really quantify what's enough.
Right.
Because I feel like once you do things, like if we're around here, like you said earlier, we tried the everyday, right? And the everyday didn't work for me.
No, yeah, I was gonna say the everyday did not work for you.
It did not.
In case y'all didn't know, just a quick brief backstory. He and I had set up a challenge just for ourselves. Just getting closer. We always talk about reinventing the relationship. We always talk about setting new goals and stuff for each other. So I came up with the idea that we are gonna make a valid effort to make sure our kid was put to bed on time, to make sure we meet each other, at the same time each night in our bedroom so that we could get better at carving out time for ourselves. This was during a time where you were working like a lot and we weren't seeing a lot of each other and things were starting to kind of get off balance. So I came up with the idea that we are going to be committed to a time in which we carved out for each other at the end of the evening when he came home from work. So make sure everything is taken care of at home. She's already put to bed. She's asleep. When you come home, you shower, and we will have 2 solid hours before it's our bedtime. And during those 2 hours, we also are going to make a commitment to be there for each other physically. He tapped out after day 3.
After day 3, I was like, look, we can just watch TV.
I was, what's funny is I was like getting kind of excited. I was like, okay, like it gave me something to look forward to.
You know what it was?
And then day 3, you were just like I'm actually really good. I'm actually really
what
good.
it was?
Like,
I think part
4
of
more days, dude. You had 4 more days.
For me, part of it was I was just so mentally exhausted from work.
Yeah.
That I couldn't give you everything I got.
Oh.
I really couldn't. Like if you wanted me to starfish, I could have gave you that every night.
No, DeMille.
Right.
That doesn't even sound right coming from a male.
It don't. But I could have laid there. Still right on.
Bye.
I could have laid there.
No.
But I was like, I know that's not what you, but it literally by day 3, I was just so mentally tired from trying to be present at work, present at home, present being a father. I was like, look here, we can just cuddle and watch TV.
Right.
Like we ain't gotta.
But I like that you said that too, because
we ain't gotta do all this other stuff.
When you said that and you put it to me that way, I feel like that was a perfect example of what I try to express to you during the times where I'm just like, I'm real kind of overwhelmed. I'm like tapped out. Like I actually don't want to be touched because and she's been touching on me all day. Yeah, I was overstimulated. So in those moments, like when you had said that, I'm like, okay, now imagine that on a little bit of a regular basis.
I get that, but I also feel like I've never really been one to pressure you unless
you haven't.
Unless it's like seriously, like hey, it's bad. It's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. It's bad.
Okay, but I also wanted to ask your question and your thoughts about, do you think that the responsibility of the couple's sex life or physical intimacy life is more the female responsibility or the male responsibility? And I know you're probably going to say both, because I would say both, but I don't think society views it that way.
For me personally, I would say both,
Right.
right? But I would say that the responsibility is more skewed towards being the woman's responsibility.
Why do you think that is?
And I'm gonna speak for me personally,
Mhm.
right? Because for me personally, it's like I have in my situation, I feel like I go out every day and I'm needed for everything else, right?
Mhm.
I'm needed at work. I'm needed to do things around the house. I'm needed for all my other ventures, right?
Mhm.
So I'm needed. So when I come home, I want to feel wanted by you,
Mhm.
right? I don't want to feel like I'm pursuing you
Right.
all the time. Now, mind you, I don't mind pursuing.
I was gonna say, yeah, you.
I'll chase that thing.
I
You
can't.
hear me now?
I can't.
But it's
He's
just,
not lying, by the way.
but for me, it's like I really do appreciate being pursued
Yeah, I know.
because it's something that I don't. I guess as me, I don't. Well, I'm not a pretty boy, so I can't speak.
But I kind of understand what you're saying,
It's
like
like
being out in the
right
world.
because
Yeah.
I'm not accustomed to being pursued often, right?
Yeah.
Or being. That's why, like I always say, like a compliment means a lot to a
Mhm.
man because we don't get a lot of compliments.
Yeah.
So when we receive them, that means that one compliment will go a long way.
Right. Like the
So
girl laughing at your jokes at the grocery store. That's it kind of goes along.
she
That's
was just we were having a conversation,
sure.
you know.
Sorry. Go ahead. Proceed.
At least
But I get it.
at least you're not messing up my order.
Goodbye. Go
But
ahead.
um, yeah. So when I come home, it's like I don't mind pursuing you all the time,
Yeah.
but sometimes when I come home and I'm exhausted, if you pursue me, that gives me like a boost of not only energy but confidence.
Yeah. Because
You
it's like, oh, she wants
know,
me. Mhm.
she wants me.
Mhm.
It's like you're not coming to me because you need me to do something. You're
Yeah.
coming to me because you want me.
Right.
And then that for me, that's the turn on.
Yeah.
The wanting me.
Right. I can get that. I think what kind of sparked that was because I was listening to another clip. I think it was on Instagram or TikTok, and it was essentially about how it's like sex is made to be like the woman's responsibility. Like there's always this notion that you have to please him. You have to make sure that he's sexually satisfied. And a lot of the time a woman's satisfaction is lost in the shambles because the focus is to make sure you're feeling good and to
Well,
make sure your man is taken care of. But no one really talks about is the woman
I
like
talk about that
I know you
because I
do.
do feel like
I was like, we've had some pretty in-depth
it's
conversations around the topic of
for
sex.
me personally, it's just as important for me that you are relieved
Yeah.
as me, right?
Satisfied. You
Or
can say
satisfied,
satisfied. That
satisfied,
sounds terrible.
relieved.
Yes.
Sounds terrible.
Yes. Sounds terrible.
As me, um, but I will also say that you made me lose my train of
Sorry.
my train of thought. Oh, that's what I'm saying. I will also say that when you put it on me,
Okay.
look here.
Here he goes.
If you put it on me the next morning, I got the energy to go out there and build you a house. You hear me? Whatever. You know what it's like when I wake up. Like, babe, you want me to go get you something? You want to go eat
He'd
something?
be like, babe,
What you
I'm
need?
gonna go to Starbucks. You want some Starbucks?
What you need?
I'm gonna go get your oil change.
Yeah, I'm gonna get your car washed, tires rotated. What you need?
Did you
What
see that? Sorry, side note. Did you see that clip that I had sent you when he was talking to their Ring camera to his wife, and he
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, babe, I'm gonna go get that power washer so I can power wash your house
Mhm.
because I know that's what you want me to do.
Mhm.
But hey, in return, you think you can do something for me?
Mhm.
I want some titties."
Right. Right. I would just say it is very, very true. For me in particular, when I get it good, you finna get the best treatment the next day.
Oh wow, goodbye.
Especially when
I should be getting treated nice all the
you do
time.
get treated nice all the time, but you get like empress treatment the next day. You can't do no wrong.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Especially
But
when it comes with that good sleep too.
goodbye.
Oh Lord, come on now.
Goodbye. But yeah, I just thought it was really interesting. That's why I wanted to get your opinion about it because talking with friends, like other friends of mine, some people are like, oh, we once a week, twice a week. Then you'll have another friend who reacts to that and it's like, twice a week?
I mean,
How are you surviving?
But
And
then
then it's like,
everybody-
twice a week isn't.
everybody has different drives,
And that's what I was going to say. I
and
think it
everybody has
depends on
different
the couple.
Everybody has
Lifestyles.
life, and when you
Kids.
have kids, how many opportunities do you have?
Between work.
Because sometimes you're trying to stay up to put the kids to sleep so you can have time together, and then one of us tap out.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to, we're exhausted as well. So it's like the schedule will really does dictate a lot of that, because I do feel like when she has her late practices and you're walking in at 9:30. So my mind is like, okay, she's walking in at 9:30, then she got to deal with her, so that's 10 o'clock. Then she gonna take a shower, so that's 10:20. So I mean, we ain't gonna be. I'm just gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
That's how I think about it.
But not including all of the other things that happen
before that. So I'm
during
like,
the day.
before she even gets to me, it's 11 o'clock, and I gotta be up at 5. I'm just gonna go to bed.
And we've all been up since 6. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
At this point,
we're gonna aim for the weekend.
Tomorrow.
We're gonna see you.
We got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We good.
Most opportune.
That's our days.
Those are the most opportune moments.
So and every now and then we squeeze a Monday or a Wednesday in there.
I can't. So the other thing I wanted to ask you, and I know you and I have had talks about the question I'm going to ask you now, and I know that I remember what your answer was before.
Okay.
But I want to see, has it changed now?
Probably not.
Your thoughts and feelings about scheduling it.
I'm not a big scheduler, because I feel like it takes for me, okay, I am kind of like the sappy emotional guy, right? So
not kinda.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
My husband's very sensitive and emotional. And I love that about him.
So for me, I'd rather have the spontaneity, because like if you schedule it, it's like
it feels more like a chore.
It feels like another task I have to do.
Okay, so yes, I can understand that, and then that also makes me think about when we did the experiment and you tapped out on day 3,
because it was scheduled.
It was kind of like scheduled. But the other side of that is when life starts to happen and you look up and you're like, oh, it's been a week, or you look up and it's like, it's been like 5 days. Do you not think scheduling it still can be spontaneity into scheduling it? Because I think just scheduling the time together.
I have friends who told me that they schedule theirs and it works for them, right? And I just felt like when you schedule it, it's rushed, and it's not
really.
It's not. I feel like it's not organic. It's not organic, and it just seems to always. I don't know. Every time I feel like we scheduled, it doesn't.
It takes something away from you.
It doesn't feel the same.
Me personally, now I'm not going to tell you how to feel. I think that could be more of you putting like something into your head about it, because even the times where we've had to kind of like schedule it, I feel like the interaction was still good, because I look at it as scheduling the time. I don't look at it as just scheduling, like, I guess what the time is for. But it's like, if it's on the calendar, it's like I'm carving out 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. and that's the time I get to spend with my husband.
Okay.
Because even when you tapped out at day 3, we still had an intimate moment. We still got to cuddle. We still talked. Like, for me, that's still intimacy, even though the actual like intercourse portion didn't happen. Us having an intimate conversation, us being cuddled together, us doing all of those things together, that was still intimate for me. You know what I mean? So I don't have a problem with the scheduling.
I just don't like it.
No?
No.
It's not your thing?
Not my thing. Not my judge.
Not your judge?
Not my judge.
But do you think that it could be a helpful tool for people who are like on a more rigorous schedule, or need to prioritize? Because you're prioritizing your relationship.
Right. Like I said before, like I have friends who do, and it's because they literally have opposite work schedules.
Exactly.
So it makes sense.
It makes sense.
It makes sense, right? And that's why they also take their days off seriously, because it's like, like how we do. Like Friday's our day to where we spend the most time together, because we've been doing our weekly thing. So Friday and Saturday is really days we try to really spend. I mean, Friday in particular, we carve out time for each other, right?
Same idea. So like on Fridays we have a whole schedule, right? Like Fridays we drop her off at school together. We go have we go to the gym, or we go to breakfast.
We come back,
like we come back home, we record. Yeah. So it's like, it's the same idea. Like, you have to schedule it. Like, for instance, if we decided to throw that in there on Friday, we could say, okay, this is what we're gonna do.
It would be weird to me.
It would not be. You mean to tell me you would turn me down?
I have before.
No, you would if we carved out having our time together before like recording or something, and you gonna turn me down?
I don't know.
I don't think that you would.
I don't know. I just know that, like, for me, I guess, for me, it's a matter of the heart,
Mhm.
right? That's why I always say, like, I've never felt like I was the type of guy who could just sleep with a bunch of women
Mhm.
because it is a matter of the heart. Like,
Mhm.
I have to be somewhat connected to you. So I feel like at some point, at at some point, it needs to be organic for me to really be into it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, like, don't get me wrong, like when the quickie comes around, a good quickie is good, but
A good maintenance
it's,
session.
it's good. But that's only going to hold me for a while.
Right.
I need a good organic session where we're going to have time. And I've tried my damnness this year per se to um to get a vacation bay.
Uh-huh. Oh no, Vacation Bay is only on vacation.
That's
Like
why
I know you've tried,
I've
but
tried.
it's not. It's a mental thing. He's referring to like my alter ego when we're on vacation and we call her Vacation
Cause she
Bay.
a freak.
And he likes Vacation Bay, but I have explained to him many, many times that Vacation Bay only comes out for vacation because it is a mindset. Vacation Bay is not worried about what's going around or going on in the house. Vacation Bay doesn't have to worry about somebody knocking at the door once things start getting started. Vacation Bay don't have to worry about hearing mommy, mommy. It's a very different mentality. So
Mm.
Vacation Bay, unfortunately, does not visit at home.
No, what I mean, like, I've tried to have things scheduled where we had time together, and I've had sitters fall through and all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's like I've tried
Great.
and just haven't been successful this year, but I'm hoping that I will be
You will
successful.
be successful. I'm
Um, I
confident.
still have a couple months left. It's just that the scheduling for me is just it doesn't really work well.
Okay. You just don't like the way it doesn't sit well with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I prefer organic experience.
Okay. That's fair.
I mean, I'm not a robot.
That's fair. I know you're not a robot. I know you're not a robot, Demel.
But to address the other part of the clip, I agree with what he's saying. I do think a lot of people have unrealistic
Unrealistic. Uh-huh.
expectations of their looks and what they should look like based off of society now. And I do feel like people don't understand that people are out here with these with Ozempic and tummy tucks and steroids
He was using that as like an example to say,
but no, but
how do you know you're having or not having enough sex when you have people who are out here
right,
measuring themselves to
right.
people who are artificially
But
like done up.
to that part, I was just gonna say that you have to find your true value within yourself.
Right. And there is no one right answer. Like
No,
for 2 days a week could be perfect for one couple, and one day a week could be perfect for one couple.
sometimes 2 days,
So
2 times a month is good
it
for
can be good for a couple. So it really just depends. It
because
depends on
yeah,
the couple. And as long as you guys have come to an agreement on what your sex life looks
mhm.
like and that it's healthy
Because
for you guys,
if I
then
had
that's all that
if
matters.
I had a job that kept me away from home 3 weeks out of the month, I would expect 7 days straight when I come home.
If you
Yeah,
didn't tap out at 3 days.
right,
Absolutely.
right, okay.
Absolutely.
You
I'm
know,
never gonna let that down, just FYI.
it's fine.
I'm not gonna do that. But if you would like to try again, I am open.
Okay,
I am
you gonna
open
start tomorrow?
Monday.
Oh, okay.
I like to start at the top of the week or Sunday because
Sunday's the
some
top of the week.
people consider
Sunday's the
Sunday to
first
be
day of
the
the week.
top of the week. I love you, babe.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Okay, let's go ahead and move this along. We're gonna move right on into our 2 cents.
Doo-doo.
Okay, so this is one I have for you today, babe. Am I the asshole for telling my fiance my mom is more important in my life?
Oh wow.
A male who's 27, and I've been with my fiance for 6 years. We got engaged 6 months ago, and our wedding is planned for next year. We've always had a strong relationship, but one issue keeps coming up: my mom. I was raised by my mom alone after my dad left when I was a kid.
Mm.
It's always been just us two, and because of that, we've become really close. My mom gave up a lot to make sure I had a good life, and I feel like I owe her everything. I talk to her every day and I visit her often. My fiance has always been understanding about my relationship with my mom, but recently she's been feeling like she's not as important to me. She told me she feels like she's constantly competing for my attention and it's starting to cause tension between us. A few days ago, we had a huge argument. She said that she was the one getting married. She wants to feel like she's the most important person in my life. I told her that while I love her deeply and want to build a life with her, my mom will always hold a special place because of everything she has done for me. I said, quote, my mom is more important in my life. She has always been there for me, and I can't and I won't push her aside. My fiance was really upset by this and hasn't spoken to me since. She feels like she's being asked to settle for second place, which isn't what she expected when she agreed to marry me. I've tried to explain that loving my mom doesn't mean I don't love her or that I won't prioritize our relationship, but she doesn't seem to think that way. Now I'm wondering if I was wrong to say what I did. I didn't mean to hurt her, but I also feel like I need to be honest about where my priorities are. Am I the asshole for telling my fiance that my mom is more important in my life?
Yes,
Absolutely.
you are.
Absolutely.
And he's just a product of a single mother household
Yeah.
because here's the thing. The whole point of marriage is that you start your own family.
Right.
And to start something new, you have to let go.
Yeah.
You have to let go some of your past, right? So I'm not saying that you neglect your mother altogether.
Right.
But your fiance, who will be your wife, who will then be the mother of your
She
child,
wants to know that she's number one.
She needs to be number one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a difficult conversation because I understand that your mom has always been there for you, and you have a tremendous amount of gratitude for your mother. But this is part of growing up.
Yeah.
This is part of maturing.
And that was part of her parenting.
Right. So at some point you have to, leave the nest to start your own family, to build your own nest. And you're not, the way you're approaching it, you're not mentally leaving the nest and you're holding on to your mother. Now, making your wife or your fiance number one doesn't mean that you're going to neglect your mother. Doesn't mean that your mother is not important.
Or vice versa.
It just means that you're at a stage in your life where your wife comes first because this is the person you have chose to build your family with.
And
so
do life
it's not.
with.
So don't look at it as you putting your wife above your mother. Look at it as you're putting your family,
right,
your family that you created from your body. You're putting that above your mother, but you're not eliminating your mother.
Right.
She just doesn't come first when your family comes first.
Right. And your mom should not want
Right.
to. Like, you as her son, she should be the one also telling you that is going to be your wife.
Yeah.
She comes number one. Like, you and I, there literally will never be anything in this life that will break the bond that you and I have. It's not possible. You will always be my son. I will always be your mother. But this is the person you have chosen. You went out into the world and you chose this woman and you asked this woman to marry you. You have asked her to follow you. You have asked her to intertwine her life with you. Therefore, she is priority when she becomes your missus. And that's the conversation I think the mom should also be having with him. And then that's something that she can also.
But that's the exact conversation I have with my mom.
Yeah.
And I let her know, like, this is who I've chosen.
Right.
And so whether you like her or not,
right,
it doesn't matter because this is who I've chosen.
Right.
So you either get on bus or you get off.
Yeah. So I do agree that he was the asshole for essentially saying to his soon-to-be wife that my mother will always be more important to you. And maybe it was just the lack of verbiage because maybe he didn't. Because even at the end where he's like I also want her to know, or I need to be honest about where my priorities are. He's also still saying it like you are a priority, but she's trying to express to you that when I become your wife, I need to know and feel that I am the priority.
Because
like if your mom and I were standing side by side and you had to pull one to the front first,
right,
the person you pulled to the front first should not be your mom.
Right.
It needs to be me. And if it's not going to be me, then guess what? Good luck finding somebody else. Good luck finding somebody else because I can see where this is going. And nor would I even want to date a man whose mother has that much say so or control in his life where he feels so indebted to her.
Because his mother will know everything about your relationship.
Exactly. He feels so like when he keeps referring to the fact that she's done so much for me, You make it seem like it was you asking her to do all of those things. She was your mother. It was her responsibility to ensure that you had a safe environment to grow up in. It wasn't intended to be transactional.
My thing is, I always get a lot of grief when I talk about this with other people, because I always feel like at the end of the day, I always feel like we owe our parents gratitude, but outside of that, nothing else, because they brought us here, so we were their responsibility.
Right.
So them raising us was just them doing what they're
what they took on their responsibility, and I'm
do.
and you forever grateful, and to be in a position to care for your parents and to take care of your parents is an absolute blessing. But you want to be able to take care of your parents and you want to be able to care for your parents, but your parents also know and understand that once, especially you have your own life, and especially once you're married, I want you to have the best and fullest life there possibly can be. And nothing will ever take away our relationship, because I will always be your mother.
Right.
No matter what. You can go to Timbuktu. It's not going to change the fact that I'm always going to be your mother. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, sir, unfortunately, you were the asshole for saying that to your fiance. And I really hope that you guys can sit down, even with your mom, and have a conversation, and you come to the realization that mom is a priority, but your wife is number one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So until next time, new episodes every Wednesday. If you're not doing so already, you already know the drill, guys. Follow us on all of our social media platforms at Life After I Do Podcast. You can also write into us at lifeafteridopodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget that you can text us wherever you're listening to your podcast.
Wait. You forgot about OnlyPans.
Goodbye. OnlyPans. But yes, you can text us, you can email us. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and all of the above. New episodes drop every single Wednesday. And until then, guys.
Peace, Booskies.
Peace, Booskies.